happening?
Peachy with Strombo. We follow him wherever he goes in Vancouver. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, yeah. How about my fist bump?
How are you?
We can do this in Canada,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. What's happening?
So we're actually a Shaw Community Access TV, and so we're doing.
I know your work,
program.
man. I know your work.
Yeah, I know. Radio guy too. So why are you here?
They asked me to come and be a part of the expo, and I thought, absolutely, I'd love to be a part of it. This is the kind of thinking that I think we need in this country, and not just the thinking, but the gathering of people. So the event in and of itself is good, but all the people meeting each other, who knows what they can do with this, right? What the next idea could be, or what the next execution could be. So I like being around people like this.
So how are you? Like you interview a lot of celebrities that are from other countries, and they come to Canada. It's a different essence. What's your taking of their consciousness with respect to environmental issues?
The Canadians, you mean, or people coming here?
Yeah, people both, I guess.
Depends where they're coming from, right? If they're coming from some of the Scandinavian countries, they have a very different responsibility or relationship with environmental issues. If they're coming from certain parts of Canada, they have different understandings of what an environmental issue is. So it all really depends on where they're coming from. I think a lot of people come to Canada for the natural beauty. That's one of the selling points of this around the world. Those ads for Newfoundland don't show city life. And those ads for Vancouver don't really show city life. They show a little bit of city life, but they sell the seawall, man. They sell the orcas. I mean, even Douglas Copeland, who's one of the great artists of all time, has a digital orca. This is what we do here.
Yes, on
Yeah, and I love that orca, man. I get up in the morning and I go just to spend my morning with the orca, right? I love that piece of art. So we sell the rest of the world the idea that this is a natural beauty, and then we destroy it, you know?
This is the thing. I mean, as an activist, we have the tar sands, which
He
is
says
kind of
while drinking a bottle of water.
that's his.
It was the only thing they had at the food court.
It's not a Coke product. We'll cut that out. So yeah, I mean, the environmental movement outside of Canada has a certain perception of Canada with the tar sands, and is that something that you feel when people have come onto your show or as you go out?
Sure, absolutely. It depends on where you go, right? Some people think it's tar sands, other people think about the seal hunt, other people talk about the role Canada plays in environmental conferences. So it's less about the sands and more about what we do at Copenhagen, right? Or what we do at another place around the world where the environment ministers are gathering. Canada has a reputation for blocking a lot of progress. True
Recently,
or
is this?
Recently.
Okay.
Yeah, in the last 4 years. So it's we have an interesting relationship with the environment. We're not an environmentally sound country. We're not, and we've elected governments that don't care about it. And it's not just the Conservatives, right? Jean Chrétien sat on Kyoto forever and didn't ratify. So the Liberal Party have a brutal environmental record as well. So we just are a country that talks a big game about the environment, but we don't vote environmentally. Certainly not federally.
So how about personal choices, like in terms of you hang out with a lot of celebrities, and and also
I hang out with my friends, man.
my
friend Jim,
I know.
Bob,
Yes,
my friends.
yes, and Bob and Doug.
No, not those guys.
You
no,
don't
no.
you don't hang out with them.
No. I would like
You
to.
hang out with David Suzuki. You
I do a little bit, yeah.
So talk about that experience for you.
He's a great guy. David is just. I want to be around a guy who made his life about something other than himself, right? That's the trick to Suzuki. He does stuff for other people and for future generations. It's not about him, it's about them. That's pretty great. I like being around him.
It sounds like hardcore. Yeah. There you go.
He's like, hey, it's a Toronto guy.
I know.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
Yeah, he's a Montreal guy though too. All right, so last question: personal choices, lifestyle. Like, what have you done? We all need to make changes, and what have you seen that have inspired you to make certain changes?
My biggest thing has been a change in the way I eat. I'm really, really trying to eat more sustainably. So that's a big thing for me. It's taken a couple of years to get there, but I'm there. I'm doing a lot of that. I mean, I drive a hybrid and stuff, but that doesn't really make a difference. I still drive. I walk more than I used to, but my big jump really has been in the way that I eat. I think that if you can eat more sustainably, that's a really big step. Because the environment to me isn't some big political issue, right? It's like a health and justice issue to me, right?
Yeah.
So
social injustice too?
health and justice,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, social justice, I suppose, is part of it, but it's really about health, man. We somehow ages ago let everybody build a system that was bad for us, and it's bad for us, right? You shouldn't go to a food court and have only shit options. You should be able to be healthy and sustainable. So that's, I think, a big first step for me.
Just on that point, wild salmon is a very emotional issue here, and considering what happened to the cod fishery in the East Coast, do you have any perspective with respect to farm salmon and wild salmon? Do you make choices around that?
I don't know enough about the details in each region. I don't. When I'm eating at home, it depends on who I'm with. We have a conversation about what kind of salmon do you want to buy. We have both choices at the butcher that I go to. But I don't know enough about the issue to get into it. I know that everywhere you go in the country, there's something. Yeah. That's an emotional purchase.
Great, thanks.
But I know that when I barbecue it, I put it in the tin foil,
Yes.
and I cut up the lemon. But the trick is steak spice. You mix a Montreal and a Toronto steak spice onto it while it's in with lots of lemon, and it's magic.